So I wanted to talk about the number one problem I have with trying to help people. And when I say help people, let me just clarify. I'm not talking about unsolicited help, approaching people in the gym and trying to share your wisdom. I know most people do that with the best of intentions, but sometimes you don't know how the individual is going to react. Maybe they're having a bad day, they don't want to be bothered. So I don't actually do that too often. If I see someone in the gym who might be looking like they need some help, especially if they're sort of looking towards me, which doesn't happen all the time, but when someone sort of takes an interest in you, they're looking over at you, I make myself available, I make myself approachable. If they want to come up and ask a question, or if they want to come up and just start a conversation, I'm always happy to partake. But I'm not talking about going and approaching people randomly. I'm talking about people who seek out advice or seek out professional help, expertise, but they don't ultimately help themselves. I've worked with various people down the years who've signed up, they've contacted me, they've approached me with the best of intentions. You can tell it's genuine, you can tell in that moment they really believe in the process. My perspective when someone approaches me, anyone approaches me, is right, let's fucking change your life. It's your job, right? If someone's approaching you to help change their health, effectively you are going to be changing their life. Go into gyms all around the world and see people who literally take people through the motions between sets. They're sat there on their phones, not taking an interest in the client, not establishing a relationship. And to me, it's the worst kind of trainer, because clearly that's an unhealthy relationship. The client thinks they're doing something by handing over the money and by showing up. The trainer is happy to continuously take that money off them, even though they must know deep down that what they're doing is completely ineffective. Someone who takes a vested interest in actually helping people, who has always been of that mindset. Maybe I'm just too emotional, too naive, but I've always been of that mindset that if someone's going to put their trust in me, especially if someone's going to pay me money, I want them to get something in return for that. So you give them the tools, you give them the knowledge, you give them the education. I'm working with people, I'm a talker, I'm constantly talking. It might not be a great fit for some people. Some people might prefer just, tell me what to do and get on with it. But my perspective is I'm going to give that knowledge. So then the problem goes to the other side of the coin in terms of the client. The client also has to want to absorb and apply that knowledge. Of course, it's not that simple. You can't just pay a personal trainer, suddenly you know everything because they're talking at you during a session. They must want to implement a change. They must want to use what you are giving them, the skills, the knowledge, to improve themselves. And the problem is, sometimes they just don't. Sometimes you can tell when you're working with someone that the fact that they have signed up and paid you, for them it's enough. I find it very compromising when that happens, because I know that they're not getting as much value out of this as I am offering. Sometimes in life you have to accept that some people are just the way they are, and it's not a bad thing. This isn't a criticism to anyone. Some people going with a personal trainer twice a week might be enough for them to mentally feel like they're doing something to improve themselves physically. Of course, it's better than nothing. Realistically, we all know that if you're not going to accompany those sessions with good diet, good recovery, overall lifestyle changes, it's not going to make much difference going to the gym for 1 hour, 2 hours a week. Online in the social media sphere nowadays, you hear a lot of the online coaches, and I do a bit of coaching online myself, but you hear a lot of them talking about accountability. I'm going to keep you accountable. I'm going to make sure you stay on track. And that is cool, because I'm sure that those coaches are doing that with the best of intentions. With someone and finding out that they've not met their goals is effectively the same as meeting them once a week in the gym, asking them how they were. Oh, it's been a bit of a tricky week. It's been a bit of a stressful week. And then basically be like, all right, let's try and improve next time. Because you've got daily contact doesn't mean that you can actually take responsibility for someone. And that's where the word responsibility, in my opinion, should replace the word accountability, because people have to be responsible for themselves. It has to be a two-way street. I want to help you. I want to give you the skills that you need. You need to want that help, and you need to use those skills, because if you just ignore what I'm telling you, if you just let it go in one ear and out of the other, you're going to do nothing. You're not going to make any changes. You can continue to hand over money to people, whether it be me or someone else, but if you actually want to change, if you actually want to improve your health and change your physical appearance, if that's your goal, at some point you're going to have to become responsible for yourself. Health is there all the time and it's always going to be there. You need to keep yourself healthy, because the more and more that you push that process back, the harder and harder it becomes to start. The overall message of the video is, if you are trying to make changes, congratulations, but do realize that you need to stick to it. You need to apply yourself to it. You need to be responsible for yourself, and you can't just think that just because you are going to the gym a couple of times a week, a trainer to take you through some exercises, you can't think that that's enough. It is literally a lifestyle overhaul. There's plenty of videos on this channel that I want you to go and check out now about how you can improve your diet, how you can start to lose weight without having to go to the gym all the time, different workouts, different ways to get your muscles popping, to get stronger. Go check them out now, geezers. Drop this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to keep the content coming. And until next time, guys, have a great day. Bye bye.